The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
A film review after a Jet win? That's right. It's happening on the Jake Asman Show. Joe Blewett joins me in his weekly spot, and we got a lot of good stuff to be breaking down. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
We sitting in here, we excited as hell.
Now it's time to get to work. Are you a happy guy?
Oh my goodness, let's go!
I haven't felt joy talking about the Jets in a long time. When they announced it, I went, yeah! Let's go! A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now.
Here we go, Jet fans. Welcome in, everyone. It is indeed the Jake Asman Show presented by PrizePicks. Before we bring on our esteemed guest, Joe Blewett, I want to remind people that we restocked the Pain Collection. That's right, 20 more snapbacks like the one I'm wearing, or baseball caps or dad caps, whatever you're calling them. They are now available at jakeasman.com/shop. I'm pumped. They're awesome. I got my Pain shirt as well. I'll rock that on a future show. But these have been a huge seller for us, so thanks to everyone who bought merch. They'll never go out of style as Jet fans, so check it out, jakeasman.com/shop. Today, though, a lot less pain. Some positivity following the Jets win over the Pittsburgh Steelers in the preseason. We say hello to Joe Blewett, who joins us. Joe, a Jet victory. You get the breakdown film from it. Very rare these days, so I don't care if it's preseason. I'm excited to do it with you.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with my hands. It's everything's good. I just went and followed Greg Cosell on Twitter. Apparently I should be following that guy. So just throwing it out there, Greg. But I'm excited. It was a fun game. You know, it's with the shutout too. It's like towards the end of the game, you're legitimately rooting for something in the fourth quarter in a preseason game, which is pretty rare. Today I got about 15, 16 plays, I think strictly of just the starters. And let's just look at the starters and exactly how they played. And that's what we want to be evaluating the most anyway, because they're going to make the most impact. So plenty of good to be recapping.
Plenty of good, including the quarterback, Geno Smith, who did play in this game. So I'm excited. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the film. We got plenty of plays to break down. And for those of you who are watching live, if we get 20 people to enter the Asmaniac raffle during the show, we're going to raffle away a David Bailey jersey at the end of the program. And when you enter for the Bailey jersey, you're also entered in the weekly raffle, which we're targeting for this Sunday when I'm back from Vegas, a signed Joe Namath football, signed Curtis Martin helmet, and a signed Darrelle Revis helmet. Joe, without further ado, let's hit the film room. What is going on in this first play with Geno?
Yeah, so this is it's a completion to A.D. Mitchell, A.D. Mitchell's first catch, which I believe was the first completion of the game. So we'll take a look at a few different things here. Offensive line, we'll take a look specifically at A.D. Mitchell and his route to the top of the screen. Geno with some general accuracy. I wouldn't say it's a perfect throw because the ball is behind him. You want to lead him here, put it on him. Ideally, it's a little bit behind with the blitz. But let's watch A.D. Mitchell first. This is a guy that I've been hyping up on your show for quite a bit based on what he did last year. And then at camp, he started receiving some positive reviews. And now after this game, everybody's like, yeah, A.D. Mitchell, legit receiver too. And obviously he has a lot to prove still, but the stock has been trending very much so upwards with A.D. Mitchell. So top of the screen, really patient release. He kind of just like walks it up on the DB, lulling him to sleep. After he walks it up on the DB and lulls him to sleep, he then takes off inside and vertically, making the DB think that, okay, he kind of lulled me to sleep at the line of scrimmage right here, to then break it off and take it vertically. DB tries to match the vertical stem, and then A.D. Mitchell does a really, really good job of pushing off the top of the route to win on the whatever it is, like a 3 to 5 yard in route. So top of the screen, A.D. Mitchell. again, who is a very underrated route runner in many aspects. I saw some people today, and I'm not going to say names or anything like that, but praising that like he's adding route pacing to his stems and stuff. He's been doing that since I've been watching AD Mitchell. But again, really patient release, right? Walks it up on the DB, kind of stems him a little bit to the outside to open up the inside break. Breaks to the inside, reduces himself, right? You don't want to open yourself up too much. DB is going to try to then get vertical with AD. AD puts that hand into the chest of the DB, snaps the route down, and you're talking about, what was that, 3-4, let's call it 4-yard route, 5-yard route. Creating that much separation in 3 to 5 yards is very impressive. Again, wide open. Ideally, Geno Smith leads him to the inside, and he can pick up a few more yards of yak here and just continue on this track right here. Puts it behind him, so it is what it is. And quickly too, it's a drive concept. So Geno is probably going to be reading 1 to 2 here, but in terms of this route right here with Mason Taylor, you're running a quick in or a basic or a dig versus an inside leverage linebacker. It's just never going to really work, or for most part, it's not going to work. So he comes off of that, gets to AD pretty much immediately, which is great by Geno processing that. Again, gets rid of the ball. The safety corner blitz right there gets Geno. Now there were some people who were questioning fashion on this one. It's a little bit harder said than done in terms of picking up this stunt. So they run this. They run like a TE stunt right here, TE loops right here. And Fashino, he picks up the penetrator here. He can't be really sure or 100% sure that Parham has this block, so he stays onto it. And there is pressure, but if you're going to get on Fashino for this one, I think you kind of give him a break on this, because he didn't really feel the pressure from Parham on this block. He wasn't sure if Parham did pick it up or didn't pick it up or whatever it may be. So fine job by Fashino. Not going to kill him for that one. And then on the backside here with Membu, he just does such an excellent job staying square, splitting the outside edge rusher, getting hands on, and Braylon Allen helps him in the end a tiniest bit, but not really. Like, look how wide this guy is, and look how much depth he has. He's nowhere close to Geno. Why? Because of Membu. So good job by the offensive line. Geno Smith gets the ball out on that drive concept to his second read. AD gets a little bit of yak. So first play, again, we'll run through them, with good tempo for the most part, because there's a lot to recap in 15 plays, because we're looking at multiple players. So this is another AD one. We're going to start with the 2 AD plays. This is the deep corner route from AD to the top right here. And we talk about this all the time with stemming and how you want to work your stems. So we'll watch the play first, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So top of the screen with AD. Really, really good route by him here, again, with really working that stem and then having that sideline awareness. And what he does is he attacks outside leverage, right? The outside leverage DB. So he wants to stem towards the DB to threaten the leverage, because if you're just going to take it off to the inside, then he's not going to be threatened. He's not going to widen. He's going to be comfy back there. So stem towards him to threaten said leverage, right? And then when he does that, he puts his foot in the ground and takes off vertically. So now that DB is thinking, okay, well, he stemmed the outside to open up the inside to open up the vertical. So now he gets on his horse and has to respect AD Mitchell's speed. AD Mitchell then cuts the route to the outside underneath the DB, roast him to the outside by how many yards here, in total, about 4 yards vertically and 5-6 yards horizontally. So big chunk of yards right there. Sideline catch awareness, hell of a job. And we have a flat 7 concept here where he stays in the block. So Geno's probably reading 1 to 2 here. First read, sees AD, hey, hips open. He's going to win this route to the sideline, puts the ball in a good spot directly on him. Good ball by Geno. And then this is the play that was, might have been, I think it was Frankie V actually who posted this on Twitter. And you look at
the pocket. Yep.
Dude, give me this all season, much different landscape than the Raiders. You could say what you want about the dysfunction with the Jets or scheming or whatever it may be, but the Raiders were dysfunctional as well, terrible scheming. But the thing the Jets do have over the Raiders at the bare minimum is their offensive line is much, much better. Everybody does an excellent job here, but Membu is the absolute star of this play, and he does a really, really good job. So let's watch Membu right here. He gets a chip from Mason Taylor on the edge. So the one thing I like about it is he doesn't get overzealous here. Once Taylor chips him, he doesn't want to overset this. Ideally, and this is not for every single situation, but for the most part, we want the outside foot to be splitting the crotch of the edge rusher. Okay, so once he gets chipped, he gets knocked inside, so he shuffles back inside, what we call power stepping. So he power steps back to the inside, not getting too far wide here. Again, does a good job of what outside foot splitting that edge rusher. Okay. Then edge rusher tries to win up the arc, and he just naturally feels that he's starting to lean into those hands, or he's going to lean into those hands, chops down the hands. Now there's nothing for this guy to lean into, and falls on his face and pancake by Membo. He's just so good for a second-year player. And even in his first year, he was very, very impressive. So excellent play by him, power stepping, patience, anticipating the hands, chopping them down. Excellent from really everybody on the offensive line, but specifically Membu, Geno, and then AD all being the stars of this play. So good job by all of those guys. We can go to, I have to break down 3 receiver routes here, but we'll do, this is the 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. I think it's 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, completion to Taylor.
Completion to Taylor. Yes, exactly. So we'll watch Taylor first, and then we'll work inside out. But all 3 of these guys win their routes, which we are far gone from the Brashad Perryman, Robbie Anderson type days of receivers. So
hey, Robbie would win his routes.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I shouldn't put it with Brashad Perryman, actually.
How about throw us back to the Tyler Johnson, Alan Lazard. Who was the other dope they signed? Josh Reynolds. Oh,
yeah, David Nelson days and all those guys. But okay, so starting from the number 3 right here, which is Mason Taylor. Some people say I don't show people enough with the cursor. I don't know what else to do, but here he is. I'll circle him 1,000 times. So number 3 right here. This is a very, very good route by Mason Taylor. It's subtle, but it's very, very good. So he runs like a 10-yard out route right here, and it is an excellent route. He's again a pretty solid route runner. Not the most dynamic guy in the world, but just very, very good technically in many ways here. So I'll show it from this view because it's easy. So takes off vertically, right? Selling that drive phase, shoulders are down, so you have to respect the vertical aspect of the route at first. But then what he does here is he slows himself down with this step, which we call a stop step, right? Which is quite literally he's just stopping himself, throws it out in front of himself to slow himself down. And then this is what Tyler Conklin did all the time with the Jets: stop step into rocker. So one step to slow himself down, then he throws the rocker, which is the right instep to the left instep with the head nod, which is basically just faking out an inside break to this DB. When he fakes that inside break, the DB kind of just has to sit on the route a little bit. That's all it makes him do. The DB actually does a pretty good job of sitting on that route. But what wins him the route is not the stop step. It's not the rocker step. It's the push off right here. Left hand into the near shoulder. Okay. And what that does is instead of him being able to stay flat on this and shuffle and then attach to the route, it quite literally opens the hips and takes him away from the break while also propelling Mason Taylor to the outside. So open him up. Now he can't match it. Propel yourself to the outside. And this is another ball from Geno where, hey, it's not a perfect ball, right? The 80 ball at first was not perfect. This one's not perfect either from Geno. General accuracy there. He was not pinpoint in this game though. You're hoping that picks up a little bit because we don't want a guy in trailing our tight end here and then putting the ball behind, right? Because there's a better chance he can break that up if he was on the route. So we need to put that more outside of for Geno Smith. But a completion, an excellent route from Mason Taylor. Blocking here is pretty good. The only guy I would criticize a little bit is Fashion, who does allow a little bit of pressure here. I just want to see him just in short create a little bit more explosion and separation out of his stance right there because he's forced to open up pretty much immediately. And again, maybe allows if he had to hold on to the ball, maybe a quarterback hit or whatever it may have been. So
hey Joe, when you slowed it down in real time, yep. I didn't know watching it live that Taylor kind of did that subtle push off. Mm-hmm. Could you ever see that called for OPI, or is that enough? Like it's like what's legal? Because after 5 yards, you can't really touch the receiver if you're a defender. Is the rule? But what can Taylor get away with there?
Well, it's kind of like what reffing crew is it, right? Because nothing is called 100% equally between crews. We know that. We saw that with Garrett Wilson's push off last year in the Dolphins game where he got called for it, but Devontae Adams pushes off more than anybody in the NFL, or Pickens, and they don't get called for it. So some refs have biases towards it. So it's kind of dependent upon which ref. I would say the push offs that are typically more called in the NFL are the ones where they're fully extended already and then push off. When you do like a subtle jab and it's just a really quick kind of pop to the shoulder and it's not left out there to dry, they're typically not going to call it. Now, could they because there's full extension? Yes, possibly, but more, I would say 8 times out of 10, this is not called. It depends on the crew though, but for the most part, it's usually when there's a little bit more push off and like it's being held out there to dry more so, if that makes sense. So quick jab to the shoulder. They're typically not going to call it, but yeah, excellent job by him, right? Because it opens up the hips. Again, good rocker step, pushing off right there. Again, quite literally propels him away from the route while propelling himself to the sideline. Hell of a job by him. Now I'll do these two quickly. And this is why you cannot, and I call them stat humpers all the time, you cannot just hump stats. Omar Cooper didn't make the biggest impact in this game, but in this instance, he wins vertically right here against this slot. So he does a good job. He gets on his toes and basically he just reduces his stride, and we'll talk about that. But let's watch Omar Cooper now, the number 2. Okay, closes some ground, reduces his stride, wins vertically, right? Now let's say he was targeted. Let's say he's led properly and he catches the ball. This is probably a touchdown, right? So yeah, he wasn't targeted on this play, didn't get a reception, but I don't judge off of results. It's strictly process, and this is a great process, right? Like we'll take 2 yards of separation vertically. So potential touchdown for him there. Again, does a good job of initially closing ground with full strides, right? And then watch as he gets on his toes, he starts to reduce his strides. You see how his right foot comes up, but it's not a full stride with the left foot after that. And that's just allowing him to have control of his base, allow quick change of direction, because you don't want to close up too much ground on said DB. You want to close up enough ground where you can still obviously work your stem and stuff. So break to the outside. Looks like he swipes the hand away from himself and then clears vertically, again, winning that route. So good job by him. And then A.D. Mitchell to the bottom again. Let's go to A.D. Mitchell now. He just uses route tempo. So watch how he comes off slow. He's going to come off the ball slow and then fast. And when you come off the ball slow and then fast, like we talk about with DB's mindset all the time, lulling me to sleep to take off vertically. Oh shit, let me get on my horse. Oh, nope, he breaks the route. So slow, bang, fast, and then he sits it down. So he's open as well. So really, really good job by him. Again, nice slow pace, shoulders high, selling like a break is going to come. Plants the foot in the ground hard. Shoulders now go down. DB takes off, sit that down in that curl, and he wins as well. So you have 3 wins on the same side of the field for Geno Smith. So
a jet record.
Excellent. Yeah, no, for real. I don't know if I've ever, like, quite literally ever seen that. I'm not being hyperbolic there at all. So this is another one. Garrett Wilson. This is disgusting because regardless of what you say about Garrett Wilson, some people, Jets fans, hey, he's the 6th best, 5th best receiver, the 10th, the 15th. The one thing you cannot argue is the way he breaks is just so unorthodox. Like he has a special ability to get out of breaks, decelerate, reaccelerate. He's just absurd. So to the bottom of the screen, looks like I think on this one, Geno reads top first. The number 1 here is probably just a clear out with A.D. Mitchell. And it looks like there's another drive concept between the 2 and the 3 here. But because they open up in zone, you have 2 inside breaking routes with 2 linebackers in zone here. Geno comes off that pretty quickly, feels some pressure, naturally rolls out to Garrett Wilson, which, hey, if you're rolling out anywhere, roll out to Garrett Wilson. But Garrett Wilson's ability to break here is just special. So we'll take note of that first. So again, obviously we'll talk about it a little bit. There's a few factors here for Garrett Wilson that are very impressive. So gets even off the line, right? Takes off vertically, is very explosive, selling that vertical phase of the route. 2 DBs attention here. They're like coning or bracketing him. This DB is going to sit with outside leverage because he has inside help. So he's going to sit very far outside, but because Garrett Wilson's so explosive and so, just explosive, he has to get vertically quickly. So he does. Now, this is where Garrett Wilson's ability to just break is special because he's accelerating 100% into that break, throws the left foot down there to stop himself. He turns the right foot a little bit outwards just so he can get his hips over that foot a little bit. Again, the flexibility of the lower body to turn his hips like this and get over what this step is called is the drive step. So we have drive step, line step, but a really, really special ability to get out of that break full speed. And then what most people probably don't talk about here is now this is the vet savvy part of it. A lot of guys here will break this route and they'll just stay flat on the 10-yard line. But what Garrett Wilson wants to do is be quarterback friendly, right? And work away from the DB. So what he does is he works back towards the QB here to make the throw easier for Geno Smith. So don't cut it flat. You see how he eliminates that yard or two of separation, or he creates an extra yard or two of separation by not staying on that line. Works back to the QB, catch the ball. Excellent job by Garrett Wilson right there at that explosion, working back to the quarterback, making it easier, securing the catch. Awesome. Let's see if there's anything really noteworthy with the offensive line. Not really. Naturally, he becomes open because of the stunt right there, or whatever it was. So
Geno's
great job by
ankle's
Garrett
healthy.
Wilson.
That's why I love this play too, Joe. Concern with Geno's ankle if he's able to buy a little extra time by rolling to his right.
Yeah, and puts out and puts the ball in a good spot. The first two balls I put up were, again, generally accurate, but not proper in terms of like placement to the proper shoulder. But this one's a good one. Few off platform type throws, and I think I have another one of him making an off platform throw. But let's go to Belton. These will be pretty quickly, again, with Belton, so I'm not breaking down as many guys here. I believe on this play, I could be mistaken, so forgive me if I'm wrong. Kind of just got to put these together relatively quickly. I think he's in man coverage right here on the tight end, and then the outside corners in man coverage on 15. But he sees the run action, right? Quick contact, run sets from the offensive line here. Sees the draw coming. 15, which is Skoranek, I think is his name. He comes to crack block Belton. Belton could take it on a little bit better in terms of taking on the block, because he gets popped a little bit, but he's still able to fill, I believe, what is this, a D gap? So we got A, B, C. So it's the C or D gap. I forget which one he actually fills. So, okay, D gap. So he fills the D gap and makes a tackle while taking on a crack block. So taking on a block and making the tackle is very impressive. Again, could he take on this block better? Yeah, like I think you could be a little more forceful in taking it on and not getting caught like he does, but still enough power just overall from him as a player to still stand up that crack block and make the tackle. So Belton, again, Jake, we did it. Well, maybe we didn't review on Belton, but I've been saying Belton from day one that I watched Belton. So it seems like he's going to be the starter now. And then this is another one with Belton. He's right here to the top left of your screen. We'll watch the play and then we'll talk about it a little bit. Where I think he makes a tackle. It's like a 2-yard gain, maybe 3-yard gain here. But Belton doing another really good job of being aggressive here and kind of shooting his shot. So looks like initially he may be responsible for the edge right here, but because they bump Washington over, all the assignments kind of get bumped over. So now he bumps to the B gap, where initially it might look like he has the C or the D. So now he's probably here. You got Belton here. You have Phillips in this gap, Sherwood in this gap, or they might switch right here. But everybody's kind of accounted for in their gaps. Run comes, right, inside zone. He may be looking at either one of these gaps, sees that it's vertical here, so he decides to shoot the backside A gap, get skinny, make the tackle. Very, very good job by Belton, reading it, bumping over the gaps, staying patient, shooting the shot when he sees it's the right time to do so by reading the vertical track of the running back and making the tackle again by himself on this play. So
wow, get skinny, make the tackle. Beast Breaker, you listening? You taking notes? That's the key right there.
Well, based on our backup offensive line in this game, they have to start working out a little bit. So Beast, get on the treadmill because the backup offensive linemen were not great in this game. But we'll talk about the victories in this one. This one's really quick too. Demario Davis, it's cover 2 or cover 3. He opens up into a hook zone. He opens up and he kind of opens up towards the passing strength, which is to his left. So the offense is right on this play. And this is just him laying the wood right here, which he does. And it's going to be fun to watch all season. Just a quick highlight play of Demario Davis again, laying that big hit where Howard checks the ball down. Again, open up towards the passing strength. He does so, reading the concept. Eyes get back to Howard. Is he throwing it? Is he not throwing it? Doesn't see him loading up to throw it. Sees the running back working through the line of scrimmage and sitting that route down on that sit route. Demario identifies it, sees that he's loading up to throw it, closes ground quickly, giving him no kind of time to make a move on him, wraps him, scoops him, drives him into the turf. So quick one from Demario, but always fun to see him, rocking dudes because last year we were lacking at linebacker, so it's good to see some good linebacker play, even though that's a pretty easy one to break down. I got one from Bailey left, 3 miscellaneous, and then maybe we'll do some extra. I'll ask you where we're kind of at after that one. So
love it. Before you do, I want to remind people who are just tuning in that we're raffling away a David Bailey jersey before we get to the Bailey sack. Your chance to win by gifting a membership or sending in a super chat $10 or more to purchase raffle tickets. And Omar Ochoa gifted a membership, and it went to you, Joe Blewett. So you're now a channel member once again, courtesy of Omar's generosity. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Joe Blewett would never let go of said rope. Lou B wrote in, put me in for the Bailey jersey. I can't wait to take over Tennessee. That's right. It's coming. And Chuck Wagon's in the raffle for 2, says, even if it's my anniversary, listening to my favorite analyst, Robbie being a close second, is a perfect gift. Please, Joe, please give Joe these entries. Joe, thank you for what you do. So, Mr. Blewett, you are now officially in the raffle for 2 for a David Bailey jersey.
Sweet. Yeah. I appreciate the gifts right there. And Jake, what do I get with a membership now on your channel?
You get access to some shows I post early. You get all the emojis. You get a free super chat every month, Joe Blewett. I mean, what don't you get?
Look at that. Just trying to set you up. So yeah, David Bailey, again, there's gonna be no negative from this game. There were and I'm not gonna be Sabo here, but there were a run play or 2 where he either got like too deep into the backfield or the one he just lost contain a little bit. But again, for the most part, he looks good, right? He looks the part of a sack artist. So sack on Howard. Yeah, 18 was Howard. Now, may a good quarterback, may Josh Allen step up here instead of drifting back. You don't want to drift back as a quarterback. You tend to want to step up in the pocket because you're not really doing your tackles any favors here. Now, maybe you feel a little bit of pressure, so he steps back regardless, whatever it may be. It's still a good sack regardless of Bailey. But the one thing I want to highlight from Bailey is how he can make his first step even better, because he does have a little bit of a false step, and I'm not going to say it limits his explosiveness because he's just as explosive as he ever would be, but he can take advantage of his explosiveness even more. And I'll show you exactly what I mean here. So from this stance, you want to be loaded up on this front leg as much as you can, or as much as is comfortable to you, that specific player, but we don't want a false step. And I'll show you what I mean here. So as the ball is snapped, watch his left foot go back, kind of cross over, and then take off. And you see how much time that adds to his get off. So his get off is very good, but he's been doing this, and he did this in college a little bit. He needs to eliminate the false step because he could take his explosion from a 9 out of 9 or 9 out of 10 into a 10 out of 10. So I want to see him eliminate the false step. We see with Enagbare to the right side, there's no false step with him there. He just takes off. So Bailey, eliminate the false step, can take advantage of your strength even better, or your explosiveness even better. But what I really like about this is there's I guess 3 factors, but 2 technically that I would say. The first, which is just the physical nature of it, his ability to stay up there and show strength through his bend right there is very good from Bailey, even though Broderick Jones is leaning into him. He does a good job of holding his line. Okay, so that's the physical part of it. Now, the technical part of it that I want to talk about, and it's something that one thing that's just nice, and one thing I think he's adding a little bit to his game from maybe Dunbar. What I like is the elongated stride right here. So right foot to left foot, you see it's a very elongated stride. He kind of jumps into it, and what that does is it softens the angle here, because instead of taking a bunch of small steps, he's taking one big step, which covers ground quicker, right? But not only that, but when you explode into that step as hard as he does, he's creating more power off of this step. So he's softening the angle by getting there quicker, and then he's also putting more power into the step, which should make him more explosive through contact. So I really like the leap right there into reducing, and this is something he's been doing more, at least in 2 games to the Jets that I've seen him do at Texas Tech, which is a nice little wrinkle. He's coming into contact more reduced, right? So the higher we are, the higher our leverage are, the more contact area the defensive linemen have to work against. And the lower you are, the more just kind of power you're going to carry through contact. So he's really reducing himself right here with what I call a swinging rip, right? So a really like elongated rip. He's going to attack the elbow right here. He's going to lift that elbow up to the sky, hold his power through his bend, get the sack on the quarterback. So really good job right there. Just eliminate the false step. Eliminate that false step, because you could see by the time he gets out of his stance, offensive lineman already took a step back, right? So just eliminate that step, and it'd be even better from Bailey. But a really nice
Joe,
play.
You know what I noticed? Okay. I don't know if you have it. If you just roll it through, notice no celebration for Bailey. Just gets right up. Like that's exactly what he's supposed to be doing. I love that small little subtle thing.
Yeah, I do not have it, but I like the workman's lunch pail type guy as well. Even though I can admit that I'll miss the Cusack dance and stuff. And sorry for hearing my kid riding a whatever type of vehicle he's riding over top of my head, but yeah, good sack from Bailey. I have 3 miscellaneous. I want to actually let's do 4 miscellaneous here, and then I'll ask you if you want to throw in an extra guy at the end, just quickly. Woods touchdown. This one's really quick. I thought Frank Reich did a pretty good job, and I think I heard Sabo mention this on Twitter. But he was saying like the unbalanced stuff, and it's true, like play actions and stuff on first down, keeping the defense unbalanced, which is good. Looks like the Steelers get into a man coverage here, and you probably at the end of the day have man coverage right here. Actually, it's either the linebacker or this edge defender who have man coverage on Woods. I'll be able to tell at the jump at the start of the play who does. But Woods staying into block right here really opens him up. So this is a wide open play for Woods, but it's a really good, it's a good design, getting Woods into the end zone pretty freely, minus having to truck a guy at the end right there. So with another flat 7 concept, right? Roll out to the weak side. Geno's eyes naturally bring him to Woods first, right? So this is going to be his first read. So flat to 7 route if the flat isn't open. Yeah, it's a little bit hard. It's a little bit hard to tell. He might have been green dogging Woods right here, which basically means that if Woods stays into block, he blitzes. If he goes out into a route immediately, then he stays in coverage on Woods. But because Woods initially chipped, or he stayed into blocked and released, he or him blitz when they're not supposed to. Again, you got man coverage across the board. You got man here, cover one hole. So he's a zone player, man here. So somebody blows their coverage on Woods. Geno Smith off platform swings that left foot out there to counteract the bounce of moving out like that. Off platform, puts the ball on Woods. Fine job. Woods lowers his shoulder for the touchdown. But good design by Frank Reich, making the Steelers blow a coverage. Again, regardless of what guy it was to the top of the screen, whether it be the linebacker or the edge defender, they both. I think it's probably Queen right there. If I had to guess, let's watch his eyes. Yep, looking at Woods' snap. Let me just see. Still looking at him. Sees him going to block. Blitzes. Yeah, I think it's Queen here who's green dogging him. So Woods or Patrick Queen's fault. Okay, next play, 16. What do we got here? Enagbari run stop. So this is one of those plays where, again, it's not going to go on the stat sheet, but it just shows how effective Enagbari is as a run defender, and just in general, I do think he's an underrated player. And I think we heard a little bit about that today in camp. He was blowing up camp, but he's good, man. He's underrated, I think, by fans. So watch number 52 right here. And then we'll talk about it a little bit after and kind of what he does to this play to for him individually taking on 2 blockers. And if you could take on 2 blockers and squeeze the run in one play, then it's a win, regardless if it goes on the stat sheet or not. So it looks like him and Sherwood may have a gap exchange here, where basically he's going to have freedom to play either C or B gap. If he plays B gap, Sherwood has to be the force player to the outside. If he plays the C gap right here, then Sherwood has the B gap, right? So initially off the jump, he sees, correct me if I'm wrong, I think their left tackle is Troy Fatano. I think it is, but I could be wrong. So regardless, their left tackle, he gets very flat. Right, Enagbari sees the opportunity to shoot the B gap because he's opening up very flat and opening up the hip. So crosses face, clubs him, arm over. What he doesn't want to do at this point, though, is get sucked inside and then allow this run to bounce outside. So now he gets vertical. He gets vertical to try to meet this fullback inside out, or sorry, outside in. Inside shoulder versus his outside shoulder. That's what I should have said. Gets vertical, takes on the block, forces the cutback from Warren. So it's a play where, hey, if he didn't get on the stat sheet this game, which I'm not even sure he did or not, but people be like, oh, he sucked, he didn't do anything. But then you watch plays like this, like, yeah, I'll take 2 for 1 every day, because then you open up your other guys to then rally and make the tackle exactly like they did. So good job by Enagbari. 2 more from the starters, a Stevens pass deflection, which is just a wild thing to see. Top of the screen right here. Let's watch it. He does if he could consistently or if he could improve on playing the ball and knowing when to play the ball, he could legitimately be a good starter. He just really, really struggles in this aspect of his game. But on this play specifically, he does a very good job of knowing when to play the ball. So he's in a soft shoe coverage, right? So he's in press, but he's not aggressively pressing. So we can call that soft shoe, or like he's motoring his feet back, which is not a true back pedal, but he's just taking small steps backwards. Nice stance. Nice stance. Eyes are low. Again, backpedaling a little bit. Receiver opens up to the sideline. So Stevens also opens up to the sideline, squeezes the route to the sideline, and then looks back for the ball after about 5 yards, wraps with the upfield arm, plays it with the underneath arm, stabs through the hands there. I don't have a better angle. That's just the angle that was provided. But he stabs through the hands and gets the pass deflection. If you watched my full review on Stevens, which I'm sure most people in here didn't, but if you did, what I say in Stevens' review is he tends to look back for the ball too late. So he tends to look back for the ball like 10 to 12 yards after the receiver's looking back, right? And if you're looking back for the ball after 10 to 12 yards of the receiver looking back, the ball is going to be probably mid-flight, or if not almost completely there, and then he can't locate it enough. When you look back for the ball after 5 to 7 yards of the receiver looking back, you have a better chance of finding the ball in the air because it's going to be early on in its flight. Okay, so the receiver's looking back for now, let's say starts about here. So 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4. So 4.5, 5 yards. Now Stevens starts to look back for it. Good timing, playing through the hands, bang, pass deflection. Hell of a job there. I got one more.
Before you do it, I got 10 gifted memberships from the Doc. You kidding me? Doc Jet fan letting Joe Blewett know that Greg Cosell is apparently a fan of his work, and now dropping 10 channel memberships for the people. Hit it, Woody. J-E-T-S, Jets. Hit it, ladies. Don't let go of the rope. Aaron Glenn.
Just don't let go of the rope.
Doc Jet fan, gifting 10. You kidding me? Doc, you're the best. Les Pronto, Charles Hillman, Jersey J, Rome 191, Beastbreaker, Eat Some Carrot Sticks, Nathan QX, Dante 29 Anard, A-Beam, Robbie Sabo, Hates David Bailey, Enoch Forte, Sports Gerbil, all receiving a gifted membership from the Doc. He's in the raffle playing to win a Bailey jersey for 10.
Hello? You play to win the game.
Also, shout out to my pal, the Human Fund, for gifting one membership. He's in the raffle with this generosity for one.
Good job.
All right, Mr. Blewett, break down the next play that we have here.
An interception.
Whoa! Say that again.
And this is interception. So this is the last one, unless you want to see 2 Jordan Clark plays, which I can pull up as well. So they run. It's a cover one replace or jump. It depends on the defense, and some people call it different things, but I call it one jump here. So Cisco's going to read the eyes of the quarterback and typically open up to wherever the quarterback is looking, and then anything crossing the field he can jump. And if you are one of the DBs who gets your route jumped by Cisco, you're then going to replace his zone. So it's called one jump. So you got man coverage across the board here. Cisco deep middle of the field, and he's a quasi starter. I'm not sure if he's a starter, if it's Belton yet, so I put him in here. And it's a pick regardless. We have to watch it, but. You have Will Howard, who opens up, right, looking to his right side, Cisco, and you'll see the angle from the other side. He immediately starts to shuffle to where Will Howard is opening. He sees in his peripheral vision or checks the crosser, right? So if you're opening up to the right side and there's a crosser coming from the left side, naturally or typically you're going to be reading the right, but then the next thing to come in your progression is going to be the crosser, right? Because you typically want progressions going from right to left or left to right. Like you're not bouncing left, right, middle. It's going to be one smooth eye path from right to left or left to right, exactly like I said. So follows the eyes naturally, sees the crosser coming, and then he's going to jump it for a pick, which is just absurd. And Howard, brings him down. It may have been a pick 6, but we're going to see him again. Looking at Howard's eyes. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me see if I can drag it. Nope. Okay. Look, you see the jumps in the frames here, Jake. There's no possible way I can slow that down, but I'll try to do my best to kind of pause it. So if I click a lot, I apologize. But again, reading the eyes of Howard. Howard opens up to the right. He starts to drift over to the right as well, but recognizes that in his peripheral vision that this route is open. So he drives down on this route. right? Confirms that Howard is throwing it, explodes on the route to cut it off. I think it's Jordan Clark actually replaces the zone of Cisco. So now he's basically that cover one middle of the field roaming safety. Cisco jumps the route perfectly, catch and near pick six opportunity, but Howard brings him down for the tackle. So that is it for the starters. You want to do two quick ones of Jordan Clark really quickly because I've been saying I think he's probably the preseason MVP right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I did a roster projection today with Sabo. I couldn't find a spot for him, but I think he should be on their 53. Someone's going to claim him if he goes on waivers.
Yeah, it's hard with the math of the roster, but you're telling me right now, Jordan Clark or Malachi Moore or VJ Payne, give me Jordan Clark. Like he's proven more last preseason, and this preseason.
Had a good practice today too. Rich Simini said on our collective podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's been more. He's done more this preseason than Malachi Moore did all of last year. And I'm just being frank. Malachi Moore had 2 or 3 good plays last year, and that's about it. Jordan Clark's been showing up every single game and making really, really impressive plays. So he's right here in the slot. We'll watch the play and we'll talk about it. I think this is like a 2nd and 2 or a 2nd and 3, and they end up converting after anyway. But it's still a good play by him, regardless of that. So right here, let's watch them and we'll talk about it. We'll do 2 quick ones on Jordan Clark because again, my preseason MVP so far. I think he deserves it. But immediately, like his eyes are just very good. He's a very smart player. So initially, and it's hard to tell in this one if it's going to be man or zone because it all happens so quickly. But his eyes are good regardless of man or zone. So he's initially looking towards the stack, and he sees to the inside. He sees this receiver with his eyes on him, and the receiver immediately working towards him, right? So he's starting to feel that, okay, this is a block. This is going to be a quick hitting for a first down here. Easy. Receiver working towards me, outside receiver's eyes. So there's 3 indicators there that this ball is going to be thrown very, very quickly. He confirms that, and he takes the proper angle here too, right? Because he's not going to be able to take a inside angle here and work through this guy and make the tackle. So he attacks the weak shoulder of the blocker, is explosive enough to work the backside shoulder and still make the tackle on again. I believe that's Skronik. He's just another, maybe Skronik is 15 and he's just a white guy and I'm being biased or whatever. But nonetheless, really good eyes. Again, see the body language of the receivers, check with the quarterback. Okay, quarterback's looking this way. Again, short drop, ball should be getting thrown soon. Yes, it is. Let me explode, bang, make the tackle all by myself. Absurdly good job from Jordan Clark on that play. And he had another one of those plays on a tunnel screen last week. This one's more of a form thing that I really, really like from Jordan Clark. So left side of your screen, number 33. I believe he's in man coverage on number 10 right here. So let's watch the play and we'll talk about it. Again, it's just a very, very good form tackle for him and not being kind of overzealous, I guess, in the open field and knowing exactly how to handle the situation. So he's in man coverage. Now he takes on the block. Unfortunately, he's a little bit high. Well, not even a little bit high. He's a little bit high at the end, but he gets both hands of the receiver inside and his hands are outside. So it's not ideal stacking from Jordan Clark, but harder said than done when you're covering the route at first, but feels the block, right? We're going to see him get on his tippy toes because he's quite literally just peeking into the backfield right here. Is the run breaking this way? What exactly is going on? He's just trying to gather information. As he gathers information, he sees the running back cutting it to the outside. As he sees that, drops the weight, pulls himself through, explodes. And I think he's actually pretty explosive. Like he has pretty decent acceleration. But what we call this technique is defeating the stiff arm. And there's so many guys in the open field who do not defeat the stiff arm. The point of the stiff arm is to quite literally push your body away from me. So your arms are farther away from me so they cannot wrap me up, right? Like pretty simple, body mechanic stuff. If you're too far away from me, you can't tackle me. So what you need to do, if that stiff arm is, you anticipate it coming or it's being hung out there to dry like it is right there. So not the best job by the running back being late with that stiff arm. Jordan Clark identifies it, chops down that arm. So what? So now he could close more ground, crosses the helmet, wraps up the legs, drives through as best he can, and gator rolls him. That is an excellent shed. And then open field tackle defeating the stiff arm, like I said. So Jordan Clark, preseason MVP, wanted to throw him in there as well. But
Jordan Clark, let's go.
That's it for a very long, expedited review. Try to do my best to get through it.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Joe. That's awesome stuff. Make sure you guys follow his Twitter account. After every game, he's always posting a bunch of great clips. You see his handle right below his name there. That's Joe RB31 on X. And, of course, all the film review stuff is on the JetX website and the JetX YouTube channel. If you guys have a question or want in on the Jet conversation, we'll do some calls here. Bit of an abbreviated show as I'm on my third show of the day and I'm on my fourth overall show because I was a guest on Sal Licata's podcast this morning for about 45 minutes. So been a busy day here. I'm flying to Vegas early morning tomorrow. We will not have a live morning show. I will bring you guys a show in the afternoon East Coast time. So be on the lookout for that. We'll give you some pre-tape content on the channel tomorrow morning to make up for it. Joe, I am presented by PrizePicks, as you know, and you talked about Demario Davis. So this is a new one that PrizePicks is now offering. His season-long tackle prop is 110.5. Would you go more or less on this? He had a career-high 146 tackles last year with New Orleans.
When's the last time he went under 110 tackles? I don't know if he ever has, right? Combined too. That's tackles and assists. So
combined, yeah.
Solo tackles, obviously a different story. I would say under, but I would say it's hard because the defensive line should make more tackles, and everybody's not going to be trickling into the second and third level of the defense. But I would still say over for Demario there. Can you find that? When's the last time he had under that?
So
it's pretty low.
Demario in 2025, 143. So I was off by 3, by the way. Career high 143, 136 in 24, 121 in 23, 109 in 2022 as a second team All-Pro that year. So that was the last time he didn't have at least 110.
Yeah, I would say I think he's pretty close to that because I do think the defensive line is going to get more tackles than they did last year. But Sherwood had like 140, 150 last year, right? A shit ton. So did Malachi Moore for that reason because everything was getting to the second level. So I do anticipate them being better in that aspect and actually making tackles at the line of scrimmage or even behind the line of scrimmage, which will get more defensive linemen involved in the running game and tackling game. But I think Demario is probably slightly over that. I wouldn't say much over that though.
Ladies and gentlemen, Super Chats, cut the line. And again, shout out to PrizePicks. Use that code HMA if you want to make a lineup and take advantage of their $5. You win, you get $150 in your account. Big Country says, I was cutting my grass trying Beast. Don't have anything on this, but I was just listening and now back. This is broken English, Big Country, but I'll do my best here. And I'm now back inside watching, but I'm behind. Joe, you do a wonderful job. Jets.
Yeah. Maybe that was voice to text because he's cutting his grass or putting it away or whatever it may be. But nonetheless, obviously, I get the sentiment of it. So I definitely appreciate it, man. The chat's been very nice today. So thank you.
Jet up. Let's go.
We'll get to some of your calls now. Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline if you want in on the conversation. And our guy Brian Snow is in the leadoff spot today. What's up, Snowman?
How's it going, Jake the Snake? Good to talk to you. It's been a while.
Yeah, how you been?
Busier than all get out because after I had you on my show, I had cancer. And I had to kick stage 4 pancreatic cancer in the rear end. We did. Wife helped me, children helped me, and back behind the mic, 3 years cancer free, and I'm enjoying life again.
God bless, man. That's awesome news. I'm glad you're still with us and doing well.
Oh yeah, it's fun doing Snowman. It's fun doing Snowman in the morning. I want to say I'm very proud of you and how your show has grown. And as I've often said to my late father, I want to be like you when I grow up and have all these fans. But I know it's a grind and a half, and 3.5 years with health problems, brought it to a halt. I had to rebuild everything. But man, I appreciate you. I appreciate your show. I'm a big fan of all your content, and just thanks for having me today, man. This is fun. Checking on my friends.
You, Brian. I'm glad you're doing well, and hopefully you can call more during the football season. All right.
I am, folks. If you haven't had a chance to, the Jake Asman Show for all your Jets content is the place to go. I'm going to build something like that with the teams that I cover. For this pretty lady here, it's the Colts, and for me, it's the 49ers. I'm going to build something like that. I got an NFL show that I'm going to drop this season. I hope to have you, Jake, as a guest a couple of times talking Jets or talking whatever. But yeah, this is fun. Thanks for having me. I didn't want to keep you long, but I appreciate you taking my call.
Anytime you want me, Brian, you got it. Good to hear that Brian's doing well. For those who are
49er fan?
49er fan, yeah. For those who have watched my show for a very, very long time, Brian has been around in the Asmaniac universe. Open phone lines for anyone who wants in. What stood out on film from Joe's review? Write it in the chat if you have any thoughts. Here's something I wrote down. Jelani Woods, I think he's making this team, Joe. I don't know if Andrew Beck is. I think they're keeping 4 tight ends. Your thoughts on Jelani Woods?
Yeah, it's funny because he went from kind of being a nobody last year to now being like elevated in the offense. Did anything he do in that game, was it special? Like, yeah, he lowered his shoulder, which is great, but you think Sadiq could do that. You hope that Taylor can do that as well. But it seems like because of the familiarity with Reich, he's being elevated in this offense. So I would say he's all but a lock at this point. And I think that last roster spot kind of comes between like the VJ Paynes of the world, the Malachi Moores, the Andrew Becks. Again, Jordan Clark to me, blanking on his name right now. It's Lynn, right? What's his first name? Lynn, the pass rusher, got 2 sacks. I'm forgetting his first name, but I think it's between those guys. Like Beck, Lynn, Malachi Moore, VJ Payne, and Beck are kind of like on that roster bubble. But I think Woods is safe at this point.
Beck is an interesting one just because he could do a lot, but I feel like Ruckert can also do some of what Beck does, and they extended Ruckert. He's younger. I don't know. Beck's an interesting name here. I don't know if you could keep 4 tight ends and a hybrid fullback.
Yeah, the thing with Beck is, and this is obviously based on 3-4 years ago when maybe 3 years ago when I really watched his entire season, which is crazy watching a fullback's entire season, but that's where I'm at. He's the best blocker in space the Jets currently have. So do you take a risk in your open field blocking game with Jeremy Ruckert, who has been inconsistent in his career and he had one good year last year, but does he revert back to what he's been? So again, he's your best blocker right now. That's not an offensive lineman. So do you want to get rid of him? And he's not a guy who's going to stand out because he's not catching the ball, but he filled an important role last year as a blocker. So, I think that, veteran Jets fan, perfect in the chat too. He's a good special teamer. So I'm leaning towards Beck making the roster because of how good he is in special teams, and he makes an impact quite often because we do look at that stuff, and he's the best blocker. So I think you have to make room for him. And then in my 53, a lot of people have the Jets carrying 4 linebackers, or 5 linebackers. I think I have them carrying 4 to open up a spot for Beck.
What do you think happens with Arian Smith?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Arian Smith's interesting because he's the gunner, and last year he got open at times. It's just he can't catch the ball. So if you can't catch the ball, it doesn't matter if you can get open or not. Tim Patrick hasn't made an impact, really. Like if you look at Tim Patrick and Arian Smith, all of Pritchett, Skinner, and who's the other? Who's 84? 84 was making an impact as well. The other dude, blanking on the names right now, but they have all made more of an impact. Right?
Malik McLean, is that his name?
Yes, McLean. Yes, 84. McLean. So sorry, McLean, Pritchett, and Skinner have all been making more of an impact than those guys. So can they carry 5 receivers? I think it's possible. If you're going to go heavier personnel and you're going to carry 4 tight ends, and a fullback, 4 running backs as well, then you might have to sacrifice that receiver. So if Tim Patrick doesn't play special teams, is Tim Patrick a surprise cut? So
they don't need him. What does Tim Patrick do that we need to keep him around?
Not much, and you think that you could probably keep Pritchett and McLean and whatever else his name is on the practice squad and call them up if need be. So the way to keep Beck on the roster, then maybe fit in one of like the Jordan Clarks of the world or the Lynn guy of the world, is keeping 4 linebackers and only 5 receivers. It's possible.
Man, what if Arian Smith and Malachi Moore were not 4th round picks?
Yeah,
one if not both are cut.
Yeah, easily Malachi Moore, because at least Arian Smith, you could say, hey, fourth round pick, but he's a really good gunner. Okay, I can understand that conversation. If you want to keep a guy squarely for special teams and to be like a deep threat as your 6th receiver, I understand that conversation. But Malachi Moore doesn't make much of an impact on special teams, and he got beaten this game too on a bad play on that over route. Like he had 2 different guys on that route disrupt the receiver, and he still lost the rep. It's like, dude, what do you do? So Malachi Moore had a lot of hiccups last year, not only as a tackler, but he blew a lot of defenses, and his coverage was horrific. So Malachi Moore has, and I've been on that for a little bit, he was not good last year, and he's not impressing this preseason. So if he is on the roster, it's strictly because he's a draft pick, and that is quite literally the only reason you can keep him.
We got to stop drafting guys named Malachi. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Why am I blanking on who oh my God. Yeah. What did he make? Or what did he ask Devontae Adams for? Was it $1 million for 17?
Yep.
Is that what it was? Yeah. Just have some awareness, dude. That's a brutal start to your NFL career, doing that. But yeah, the Yak God.
They had him as their what was the leak by the Joe Douglas
third receiver, right?
Yeah, they had him ahead of Brian Thomas.
Yeah, no, it was great. They were great at their jobs.
Unreal. Jet Payne Plane. You got to get a Payne hat. Jet Payne Plane. It's perfect for you. He's in the raffle for 2. Says, put me in the raffle, coach. Love the show. JETS Jets. That looks like a new viewer. Welcome aboard, Jet Payne Plane. I don't recognize the name. You are in the Asmaniac raffle for 2. Jet up.
Let's go.
Let's hit a couple more calls, and then we will wrap up this show with the raffle. So last call to get your entries in. Real quick, this one is from Tom. He had a question for you. He goes, if you can only have one running back, Davis or Allen, who would it be?
Yeah, this is going to create some controversy, but I like Isaiah Davis more than I like Braylon Allen. I know Isaiah Davis hasn't played much hasn't played at all this preseason, and he's been injured. And Braylon Allen had that big run, which everybody's going to go back to because it's kind of the thing that happened most recently. But if you go back and just how you're going to find this, if you quite literally just watch every single carry of each one of their careers as a Jet, Isaiah Davis has been far more impressive to me. And he's the third down back. He's a better pass protector. He runs routes a little bit better. Now, I think Braylon Allen has a higher ceiling because of the height weight speed ratio that he has. But as a pure runner, you're talking about 3rd and 3 inside zone. Who are you taking to get that first down? I'm taking Isaiah Davis. So I would take Isaiah Davis over him.
Joe, do you consider yourself a football guy?
No, I don't think so. Not at all, actually. I'm a Madden guy.
Well, I'll tell you what. Our next caller is a football guy. His name is actually Football Guy on his birth certificate. Hello,
hey,
Football Guy.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Jake. I was just calling. I wanted to ask Joe a question more specifically. I was going to ask him, did he ever watch the Tennessee Titans game against was it the Seahawks they just played recently where they just looked horrible?
Yeah, Seattle.
Yeah. No, I already have enough of an issue with 2 kids doing this show and my show and working midnights I get some grief for watching football. If I was with my wife and I turn on another preseason game, Titans, Seahawks, whatever it was, I would probably get stabbed right in the sack. So no, I did not watch it. But I heard it was the backups just shredded Robert Saleh's defense back-to-back drives, right? That's pretty much what happened.
I think it was the offense couldn't move anything against the Seattle's backup defense. It was one of the two. And I was just asking, just hearing that news, how much should Jets fans take that with like how much weight should we hold that at? Like, could this be just like a hiccup that, Robert Saleh, his defense is probably still trying to get used to it? Or is it like this might be a serious problem. Like they might actually get exposed week 1. Like, how would you feel?
Yeah. What was it, Jake? Was it his defense that was bad or was it the offense
both.
that was? It was both.
I mean, Seattle didn't play anyone, like backups on both sides of the ball. Yeah. They destroyed Saleh's defense with Drew Lock at quarterback. And then offensively, Cam Ward was running for his life and just wasn't very accurate when he did have some time.
Yeah, no, you maybe put a little bit of stock into it. Like you don't want to see your team get eviscerated in preseason, but realistically, they're not game planning for anything. There's really not much of a script there. You want it to look decent, but correct me if I'm wrong. You probably know this, Jake, but I think the 16-0 Patriots went 0-4 that preseason. So you can't really put too much stock into preseason transparently, but it's better than not, right?
Well, the Titans ended up winning the game, so that just shows you the preseason could be misleading because they were awful when they played the starters and their backups eventually beat, the backups or third stringers for Seattle. My favorite stat of all is the 2008 Detroit Lions were 4-0 in the preseason.
Yeah, and 0-16, right? So it's happened both ways. I think the Pats, the year they went, or almost, they went Did they go 16 and no, 15 and 1 or whatever it was?
No, they were 16 and 0 in the regular season, and then they lost to the Giants.
And then lost to the Giants. Okay, yeah. That year, I'm pretty sure they were 0 and 4 in the preseason. So it went both ways.
Okay. I was just wondering about that. And you made a comment about how you would take Isaiah Davis over Braylon Allen.
Mm-hmm.
I know that, he's a very good receiving back and he's kind of more of a all three downs type of back, but just Braylon Allen, this is kind of personal for me. Like, this is kind of like a heart moment. Like, Braylon Allen just reminds me so much of like Derrick Henry. Like, I just feel like all he needs is one good season just to kind of put this to rest. I know he's kind of like the what's the running joke? It's like he's the offseason king because he always comes in looking like, baby Hulk, and he just looks so amazing at practice, and then, regular season coming around. I just feel like, we should give him a chance just a little bit to shake it, to get this off of him completely.
I think he will. Because look, Brees, I think, is going to be on a reps count in week 1. I don't think he's going to get 30 touches coming off a groin strain. Isaiah Davis, they say, will be ready for week 1, but he's barely practiced this summer because he got hurt early in camp. So I think it is going to be the Braylon Allen show early. He'll get opportunities. Hopefully he's healthy and makes the most of them.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. Malachi Corley was supposed to be Deebo Samuel until he wasn't, right? Like, just because you look a certain way doesn't mean you're that good of a football player. So I get wanting to ride with Allen because you had to choose one because of the ceiling. But again, just watching purely their runs in the last 2 years, Isaiah Davis has been far better and far more consistent. So I understand the Allen love, but if he was 220 pounds and not yoked, would people be standing him the way they stand him, or do they stand him because he looks good in pictures? Realistically,
it's because he looks good in pictures. Honestly, I mean, the dude just looks like a football god. But yeah, and one last thing, this is for Joe. Joe, I was the one that was saying that you might be my dad in the comments.
I see it on the name. Yeah.
Jake, don't me and my dad look the same? Like, can't you tell? Like, we kind of got
the
same
resemblance. Yeah.
Yeah.
People say I look like Beastbreaker. Do you guys see it?
He doesn't have his light on again. What's going on?
Hey, can you put your light on?
That wasn't an insult. He said he looks like you. So if you take that as an insult, you're saying Jake is ugly.
Yeah, you're a handsome man, Beast.
They
don't make men like they used to. You know why? Today's men are a bunch of sissies with no balls. Because why? They're too busy being soy boy. Well,
Beast, why does it say your breasts are large under your name?
Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out of here with that.
Did the Nightbot do that? Is he messing with your name now?
Oh gosh! Oh my god! That is too funny.
I don't want to be a butthole.
Ha 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 ha, Tubby.
Good job.
Oh God, he's taking over the show again. Oh no, I lost control. Joe, can you hear me? Nightbot.
I messed up last year. I was a huge butthole.
Yes, you were, AG. La puerta negra me espera, detrás de ti. La puerta negra me espera.
Beast Pack, you were no match for me. Ha 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 ha.
Oh no.
So my only question is here. He's talking about soy boys. Was Beast? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Beast didn't cut grass because it was too hot out, right?
He didn't cut grass because it was too hot, and when he finally did cut grass, he said something about it being very sexual.
Well, folks, this looks brand new to me. Look at that grass. This is very, very optimistic and very, very sexual. If you want answers, you get answers, all right? So just remember, if you need anything, you contact Storm Lawn Care. I am the man that can do it all.
I can't even switch back. It just a shot of Beast in the hole from the Nightbot.
Yeah, very optimistic. That is a good way to describe
Beast,
grass.
are you there? Can you hear us? Beast?
Nope.
Beastbreaker? Nightbot, give me back my show, damn it.
Did you actually say sexual landscaping? Wrong word, Magic Mike.
Good job.
You better let Beast out of the hole soon, because I need him for the raffle. Unreal.
The hour 1 to hour 2 change in the show is always just so drastic. It's hilarious.
Joe, you are the man. This was one. Actually, hold on. Super chat at the buzzer here. The human fun. Joe, how's Kiko Marigoa? Would be a nice 2025 draft win.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't play this last preseason game. He's a guy who actually flashed a little bit more than I remembered going back and watching his 2025 film. Struggles in coverage, but he moves pretty well, and he made some impact in the run game. So I think people are kind of quick to be like, hey, 5th round pick, he's a bust. But realistically, again, he's a 5th round pick. So if he's a special teamer at the end of the day, that's a hit in the 5th round. But I would say just quickly, reserve linebacker, but was more impressive than I thought he was last year. So
Beastbreaker wrote him from the hole. Nightbot is a virgin. So Beastbreaker still putting up that good fight.
Yeah, good luck, Beast. I know you've been in a battle for a few weeks with this bot.
Joe, you're the man. I look forward to, I guess, a film review next week. I don't know how much we're going to get because I don't think we're going to see very many starters. We might get a lot of Klubnik, hopefully. So we'll be very Klubnik focused next week when we do the film review.
Yeah, Klubnik, Lynn, Clark, Malachi Moore, like those guys.
Insanity, you buying Nate Lynn?
Yeah, he was impressive. Like, and you look at his numbers in previous preseasons too. Like, he's been lighting it up in 2 or 3 preseasons in a row now. So, is he Tack McKinley, where he only blows up preseason and sucks in the regular season, even though he hasn't had an opt to do so? But can you squeeze him on the roster? So, yeah, if he has another 2-3 sacks, then maybe he makes it over, Malkel Walker.
Love it, Joe. You're the best. Thanks for coming on as always.
Yeah, I will see you next week.
Joe Blewett, JetX, the best film guru we could bring on this show. We're presented by Dash Dog Food. Chloe the dog loves Dash Dog Food. You should too, because Chloe's the pickiest eater ever. So the fact that she loves the chicken recipe from Dash is a really good sign. So check it out. The link is in the description. Use that link. It's dashdogfood.com/Jets. Use the link so when you purchase your Dash Dog Food, this channel gets some credit. Look at Chloe here. She's chowing down on the Dash dog food, which is shocking because, again, she never eats dog food. She's the most spoiled dog to ever do it. She only eats goldfish and human food. And even that sometimes is not good enough for her. So if you're looking for dog food for your pet that's that's high nutrition, it's tasteful, bunch of different options, check it out and you can see for yourself. All right, I'm putting together the raffle name, so I got time for maybe one more call. This is last call if you want to win a David Bailey jersey. And since we don't have a live morning show tomorrow, it's your last chance to potentially win a prize here. So you better get in for your chance to win a Bailey jersey or a Jets jersey of your choosing. Today's closer is on the line, and she is starring in the new film Beast Kong, which is coming to a movie theater potentially near you. Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing. Get closer to your screen. Here is a preview of the new hit film hitting the big screen next weekend. You're on mute.
Ooh, sorry about that. Hi. Can
Hello.
you hear me now?
Oh, I hear you.
Cool. Wait,
Can you hear me?
I feel a little bit better about the Jets season after watching the Titans.
Good job.
What do you think?
It's a must-win week 1.
Also, is Beast doing okay in the hole? I just wanted to make sure.
Should we go to the hole and see?
If that's cool with you.
Don't let go of the rope.
Ha 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 ha, Tubby.
Good job.
Oh God. Now we're both in the hole.
I've had it. I've had it. Enough's enough.
I want to know who
Nightbot
this
is one
Nightbot
word.
is.
We all know what he is. One word. Virgin.
I mean, you're probably right. It seems like he has too much time on his hands.
He's a child. I've seen dummies come and go, but you know what the dummies do? We line them up. You just throw them away. It's like food. Once it goes
Wait,
green.
Beast, I have a question. Who would you want casted as you if the movie came to fruition? Like if Beastilla, like who's your ideal celeb to play you?
That's a good question. Knowing me,
Oh, yeah.
I am a king. But when it comes to battle and you're on the line, it's called, boys, my queen doesn't need to be touched in battle. Get me my sword. Now we fight to the death. Death to the...
Did you actually say sexual landscaping? Long word, Magic Mike.
Good job.
Whoa. Nightbot, I think he's getting stronger.
I am Nightbot.
Oh my god.
Still a pussy. Still a pussy.
I am Nightbot.
Oh my god.
Still a pussy. Still a pussy.
I am Nightbot.
Oh my god.
So how you been, queen? Or should I say my queen?
You know, I'm doing pretty well. I'm excited for the season to start. I'm excited for the Vegas content. I'm excited for all of it, Beast.
Oh, did you get my what's it called?
Oh my god.
Did you get the mariachi
Oh
thing?
my god.
Beast, I did get the mariachi thing.
Oh my god.
That is what I call music.
Oh my god.
Would somebody get that clown out of here before?
Oh my god.
And you know what I mean by ring rag?
Wait, Beast, can we turn on the camera?
I want this shit has to go. It's annoying.
No, I agree. Nightbot's got to go.
It's called. You remember what Gordon Ramsay once said when he was in his kitchen? He's like, I'm a firm believer of starting things off the right way. Today we're shit. Tomorrow we're shit.
Tubby, can you hear me?
Yeah, you came out of Max's ass when you were looking for the other way around, and I got the perfect name for him. His name is Archibald Bearsall. You got your ARCH, got your Arch, got your I, got your Arch, got your BALD, got your Ball, got your Eyeball, got your Arch Eyeball, got your BARE.
I am Nightbot.
Oh my god.
Got your Ball Bear, got your Arch Eyeball Bear, got your ASS, got your...
I got to get to this raffle, so I hope you enjoyed your time talking to Beast.
Oh, yeah, that's all I came here for.
All right. Good luck with the motion picture.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Madison.
Just don't let go of the rope.
All right. Are we ready for the Wheel of Champions here? Now, this is a little confusing because we got Beast stuck in the hole, but first, we got a super chat from the Swamp Ranger. Says, I am joining the army of the Beast in the fight against Nightbot and his army of men with skinny quads, and put me in the raffle, Jake. Swamp Ranger, well done. Way to choose the right team. You're in for two.
Beast, like Robo Beast.
Hell yeah, Swamp. Swamp Ranger, by the way, tunes into the show from Hawaii. Big time Jet fan living in Hawaii. Won a raffle prize the other day. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been able to come up with a hack here to cancel out the Nightbot's banishment of Beast. So I'm hoping this works here. This should get Beast out of the hole and allow us to get to the Wheel of Champions. Hopefully this works. Beast, you there?
I can hear you. I'm not deaf.
Hey, put your camera on. You're out of the hole.
Are we ready to go to the wheel?
Yes, absolutely.
Girls, wheel time. Now, let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Contact!
Thanks, you communist douchebag. It's time for that daily Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Wheel of Champions. This combines our entries from our shows today. 35 names are on the Wheel of Champions. Here we go. Someone's going to win a David Bailey jersey. If it's you to claim it, you have to email me, asmanjake@gmail.com. Your name, your address, the size you want it in, the color, and if you want Bailey. I'm assuming you do, but you might want a different jet, so let me know. Good luck to everyone who entered. You're all in the weekly, which will be on Sunday, assuming my travel back from Vegas goes according to plan. Here we go. Let's spin the wheel of champions. Today's winner is Green Gang. 3, 6, 5, 2. He's done it. Let's go. Green Gang, congrats. Shoot me an email, and the jersey is yours. Before we get out of here, let's head live to what appears to be a bowling alley where Asmaniacs currently are bowling. Peter Pins and Snowball hitting the bowling alley. What is happening here? You're on mute, Snowball/Pins. So we have no idea what you're saying. We just see you, but we can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No, I cannot.
All right, now you got him.
Yes.
All right, can you hear the music, though? We don't want you to go.
No, I can't hear the music. Go.
All right, good.
Now we can't hear him.
You can't hear him?
This is a disaster.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Listen, I'll turn the camera on. All right. So listen, we're bowling against each other. It's the annual Asmaniac bowling challenge. So I kicked his ass before, but now I'm trying to. We switched bowling alleys, so we're going to see if he can kick my ass here. But so far it's all right.
Where are you?
He's
guys?
doing okay. We're at Comac.
All right, you have the home field advantage tonight, Snowball.
Well, he came in from Jersey, so this is a neutral bowling alley. I don't bowl here, so anyway.
Well, may the best Asmaniac win. Let me know who wins. We'll send the winner a Pain T-shirt.
I don't want. All right, you get a Pain T-shirt if you win. All right. Even if I win, I'm giving him the Pain T-shirt. I don't agree with the pain.
You will around 4:00 on September 13th.
I sure as hell hope not. We're winning.
Me too.
We're winning. Tennessee, we're kicking Tennessee's ass. All right. See you guys.
All right. Good luck.
We'll let you know who wins.
Don't let go of the rope.
Just don't let go of the rope.
They better win week 1. I actually think the Jets are going to win week 1, but that's not something I'm saying with confidence. I'm not going to predict domination like some of my callers have. I just hope they win. I can't stomach losing the Sawa. Good God. All right. I want to thank you all. Busy day. You guys brought it on the collective. This show, the first show this morning with Sabo. I posted the Sal Licata interview on the Patreon for those of you who want more Jet content. It was some good stuff there. We're live from Vegas tomorrow. Omari Brown's going to join me. Figure around 3:30, 4 p.m.-ish Eastern time. We will be live once I get settled in to my hotel room at Circa. The Radio Row content will start really Thursday, Friday. We got Jeff Parles coming on with us Thursday. Some other special guests are stopping by when we're live the next couple days from Vegas. So thank you all for your support. You guys are the greatest. Consider joining the Patreon if you want to further support the show. Get your name in the intro. Discounts on every merch item of 25%. And the best perk of all, you get access to our private Discord channel where the YouTube chat is basically extended to after hours in our Discord. Again, thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you guys soon. What a community. What a fan base. Now we got to win some damn games. Let's go Jets, and we'll talk to you tomorrow live from Las Vegas. Hit it.
The only good thing that happened to me late tonight, early this morning, was making sweet, passionate love to my fiance.
Joining us right now is a man who knows a thing or two about making sweet and passionate love to his fiance. Ladies and gentlemen, Boy Green Esden Jr. Hello, Paul.
Speaking of the sweet, passionate lovemaking, I'm outside a laundromat right now. I think we all know what I'm here for. Had to wash the sheets. If you catch me, that had to happen. Yes, after last night, it was phenomenal. For those who are curious.
Congrats on the sex.
The sex was great. I might get in trouble with any more details, but that is true.
Well, I'm happy for you.
My tuchus, my cheeks are pressed firmly against this brick wall, and I can't say if my fiance didn't have the same thing happening to her last night. Yeah.
Here it is. Little Victor Cruz dance. Oh, Victor. Woo. I'm doing a little salsa, baby. Yeah. Woo.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets.